Alright. Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. This is the Good Vibes with a Catgirl podcast, and today I have a special guest here to promote his upcoming project, Werebear Part 1? Yeah. Uh, None other than Shwabadi.
Hello.
Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yeah, I'm a musician. I'm a content creator is how I usually describe myself now. Entertainer. And I make anime themed music and other things.
Yeah. So I've had you on my channel before, but not on my podcast. So that's just a quick little plug right there for anyone who wants to learn more about you. Uh, back when I first talked to you, you were doing more or less stuff involving, you were doing stuff more and less giving feedback to smaller artists,
Yeah.
and I think you were just starting your game show. I think that was around the time.
Lyrical Miracle, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lyrical
It
Miracle.
was a while ago.
And lately you've also been running you've been running a rap battle league on Discord, as well as like a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah. I always have like a lot of ideas for little side projects and stuff. So I've always got something brewing, some other content.
All right. So before we words. Yeah, I stumble a lot, and I do apologize. So before I actually before we talk about like Werebear and like anything else you might have, I just want to vibe for a minute, you know?
Cool.
How have you been?
I've been good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Been going through the motions, you know what I mean? Keeping myself busy. So I've been vibing.
Yeah.
I've been big vibing.
Like previously we were supposed to record this before, but I had a completely unplanned trip to Memphis that got extended even more than I thought it'd be. So like I've only recently been home for a little bit and kind of just vibing. But oddly enough, completely blanked on words for a second. Yeah, oddly enough, we only really talk in like I keep blanking on words. What is wrong with me today? Oh my god. Yeah, I don't think we've really talked outside of like playing Among Us or like Twitch chat in a minute. So like it feels good to kind of catch up, you know? Uh any sort of neat little hobbies outside of music that you've been doing in like your spare time.
Most of my spare time, like there's only a couple of like games and things that I play now. I don't spend a lot of time playing video games anymore. But most of the time, if I just have spare time and I'm looking to do something, it'll be manga or anime. So I genuinely think that's the only thing I do now is if I'm not making music, I read manga. It's like my two occupations.
Yeah, I've basically been the same myself. I've been doing a good bit of like if I'm not streaming, I'm catching up on like some anime and manga. Like recently, I just finished an isekai called uh, Grace from the Gods or something like that.
I haven't seen any isekai.
Yeah.
I don't know why. I just never have.
I mean, I'm pretty sure you've watched something that classifies as isekai, even though it's not promoted as isekai. If you've watched Wizard of Oz, that's actually considered isekai.
Sure, but I would limit it to anime classifications. But
Fair.
I can't think. I'm sure there is something that's like technically an isekai, but
like, I don't know how long you've actually been watching anime, but if you've ever watched like a good example would be Dot Hack, because similar premise to Sword Art Online, is considered a classic video game isekai.
I haven't seen that. But I only really got into anime in the last like 2 years. Like this year, this past like 8 months maybe is where I've been like majorly into anime and manga. Because before that, it was just a very minor thing for me. Never watched it as a kid. Going through school, the only thing I ever saw was Dragon Ball and Death Note, basically.
Fair enough. Like, I myself have basically been watching anime for about 20 years. Because I started with like Hamtaro and shit when I was 5.
Yeah, I mean, if you count Pokemon, then I guess there's another one. But otherwise, very few on my catalog.
Alright. So, since this is a Good Vibes podcast, I want to talk about like some recent good vibes, something that may have happened recently that you're either excited for or like proud of, you know?
Yeah.
Like any sort of special accomplishments you've had recently, or something just exciting.
I don't know about like personal accomplishments and stuff. Not hold on. What have I? There is a good vibe. Where did I put it? There is a good vibe on my bookshelf. 1 second.
You're looking for your good vibe. Okay.
Aha. Aha.
Hey. Hey, you got it?
I discovered this manga. It's called The Wise Beast of the Wizarding Wisdoms, and it's by the artist of another series that I really like called The Girl from the Other Side, and it's very 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 good, cute queer literature. So
Ooh, nice. Hey, real quick, while you still have it right with you, can you like hold it in front of the camera just enough so people can see it?
yeah, it's basically like Harry Potter
And
if
Beastars.
yeah, like Harry Potter meets Beastars is actually that's a pretty good breakdown.
Yeah, I saw the cover and I was like, that looks like Harry Potter and Beastars.
Yeah, I think that's a pretty good description.
Yeah.
That's my good vibe.
Hey. Alright. So for me, like not too many good things, because I've mostly just been kind of chilling. But I will say I did recently get my vaccine for like COVID, right?
Sweet.
Which I'd say is a pretty good vibe, because
That is a good vibe.
Yeah, it makes it a lot easier to go out and just feel safer, even though I don't go out all that much to begin with.
Yeah, I know a handful of people that I know have started getting their vaccines, but right now for the UK, it's basically just like people over a certain age or people who work in really like, frontline jobs like nurses and stuff. So I am very low down on the list of people who have access to the vaccine.
That's
But like
unfortunate.
my grandparents have got it and stuff like that, so that's cool.
I mean, all right. So the reason I got it was like, hell, just yesterday, or not yesterday, day before yesterday. I was like, I believe the phrase is swooted. Is that it? Like some weird zooted.
Zooted.
Yes, zooted. And like, my mom hits me up. Says, "Hey, I can get your vaccine for you today, but you gotta get dressed." And I'm like, all right, because someone apparently canceled their appointment, and they only and the vaccines have such a short like shelf life, you know.
Yeah.
So I was like, stoned as fuck, scrambling to get dressed, get my shot. And I was like, huh. So yeah, I guess that's my good vibe. Or at least
I love that.
that's at least one thing I've got going for me.
Yeah, I'm excited for the vaccination. Everyone getting slowly getting vaccinated and things hopefully becoming normal again.
So actually, since we're talking about like going back to normal vaccines and stuff, what is something you'd be excited to do once like more and more people are vaccinated and it's safer for like at least slightly larger crowds, you know?
Music videos and live shows.
Hey,
That's what I'm aiming for. I have a music video planned, which I'll be shooting with a crew of like 2 people, because that's all we can really do. But yeah, last year I had five, I think. Yeah, 5 stage shows, which I was gonna do at various conventions that were cancelled, so I never got to perform them. And now I have my following is now 5 times larger than it was when I had those shows booked. So I'll be really excited to get back out and go to a
yeah,
convention and play some songs live.
yeah, and I'm pretty sure you probably wouldn't have any trouble booking a show if you wanted to, with how large your audience keeps growing.
I hope so. That's what I think. That's what I'm fingers crossed. I'm like, now that I have like a decent audience, and
I mean,
a name.
I mean, you hit 100K, like people are gonna notice. Like, like I think pretty much, any music artist on YouTube that hits 100K, like a lot of people start to notice and keep recommending them for all kinds of events and stuff.
That's the dream. That's the dream. Shout out 100K, 100K
Eh,
merch. We reckon it. Yeah, this is what I go to the store in. This is my daily outfit.
Kind of makes me think of Mere Blackwell, the way he's always dripped out in his own merch. Like, doesn't that dude go everywhere with like a Mere Blackwell cap on just all the time?
I'm not sure, but he always has some sort of merch on him. Every time like I'm in a call with him and he turns on his camera, it'll be like the Politicus anime cipher shirt or like I can't remember what else he was wearing before. It was like he's just got everyone's merch that he rocks, I think.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, viewers, if you want to support Shwabadi and like other content creators in the nerdcore community, please buy their merch. It's
Please
pretty good.
do.
Like hell, I've got. Uh, I know he's kind of technically not nerdcore rapper, but he does stuff in the community. You know, I've got like a based Olaf hoodie, and It's one of the most comfortable things ever. Right?
I've got a based Olaf long sleeved shirt with the Klebman on it. I love that one. I've got my comfy hoodie that I just like lounge around in is a rusted hoodie.
Hey.
So
At some point, I want to get a one of the new Freest shirts.
I have a Freest mug. My coffee mug is a Breakfast Club mug
Hey,
with hat. I love that one. I've got a bunch. I've been collecting it. The Rocket League tournament, the Nerdcore Central Rocket League tournament, the prize for that was a piece of Nerdcore merch, and I actually picked up a Internet City because they got new merchandise. I picked up an
Hey,
Internet City T-shirt, but that's still on its way. That's in transit.
and yeah, shout out Internet City and Nerdcore Central. Those guys have been going crazy.
Yeah, there's a lot of really good people in the community, kind of around the music that aren't musicians or whatever themselves, but they just create a very good community vibe. I think that's always important.
Yeah, like yeah, community is probably more important than like the music itself, and like hell, you even had an award ceremony sort of thing, and it wasn't just for like the music artists. You had like uh, fan artists and video editors as well.
Yeah, reactors. We put
Yeah,
reaction channels on there as well because they're a huge part of it. Um,
like
yeah.
I- I'd say I'd say amongst like some of the main people, like the bigger names in the community, you're probably one of the ones who uh, has a lot more going on that drives more community interaction because you've
That's
got
always the goal.
yeah
That's always the goal, personally. Um, yeah, like the with things like streaming, a lot of us have been streaming more. Um, and obviously, I do a lot of stuff on my side channel with Lyrical Miracle previously, and then the Shwabadi and stuff, where I'm just trying to make it more of like a. It's not. Can you hear that airplane? Jeez. It sounds like it's right above my house. Sorry. Anyway, just yeah, like community aspects of. It's not just like a bunch of people listening to some musicians. It's like a community surrounding the music and the art. And I don't know. I just think it makes us more fun.
yeah. Like so far, this past year's been chock full of fun. Like hell, you've got like the whole nerdcore waifu thing going on with Jixplosion, where if you don't already have a Jixplosion art of yourself, can you really call yourself a nerdcore artist?
It is like a rite of passage, and I know I might be slightly biased, but Bearbuddy is the best nerdcore waifu. Like objectively, she is adorable. Like Jix went all out with Bearbuddy.
Hey,
The little hat with the little barriers on it.
Baybaddy
Adorable.
is Baybaddy is nice. Uh, oh, speaking of Baybaddy, uh, I was I actually have plans at some point to revamp the Baybaddy model a little bit, because I've learned more of I learned a few more things in like V-Roid Studio that I think would definitely make it look a lot better. Uh, Also, speaking of VTuber stuff, some people might not know this, but you've got Bear Batty. Uh,
I do. I have a Bearbuddy VTuber model. I originally got that commission because I thought it would be fun to just when I'm doing gaming streams and stuff, and I don't want to have like the setup where I have like this light blasting me in the face the whole time, and so
yeah,
I'm visible and stuff, and I don't want to like tie my hair up, blah 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 blah. If I'm just like, "Oh, I feel like being ugly today, I'll just put the VTuber model on." But it turns out that that's just as much effort for me right now as like turning all that stuff on and getting it set up as just putting the light on and tying my hair up and printing myself up. So I was like, ugh. But we'll see. I think Bear Buddy might make a return. Maybe.
a like everyone actually kind of like Bear Batty, like the couple of streams that you've done, because like you
Mhm.
do an adorable voice for like a little pink bear.
I had to give him a little voice. It felt wrong just doing my voice for him because it's like that's not what he sounds like. That's not right. So I had to give him a little mischievous voice.
Oh, yeah. On the subject of voices, so I heard you do voice acting work, right?
I do.
Or at least you're trying to, right?
Yeah, I have like a handful of gigs and projects and stuff, but it's mostly just me auditioning for a billion projects and not getting into any of them. But yeah, I'm trying.
Yeah. You want to give an example of something? I know you've got a reel on, what is it, your second channel?
Yeah, I upload it on the second channel. It's also on Twitter somewhere, but it's kind of lost on Twitter because I've been doing all the album promo
Yeah.
instead. But yeah, I've got like the reel with kind of most of my actual projects in it. It's mostly like I've been in 2 abridged thingies, and a machinima series. I've been in 2 games as well, but I still don't think those games are released. So I can't find the content for it online. So I couldn't put that in the reel, which is sad.
I think one of the things I saw in the reel was like red versus blue, or
It's like a machinima, Halo machinima by Ninethy.
hey,
It's called Bloodstained Soldiers.
nice.
It's only at 2 episodes right now, but I think he's got all the story and stuff planned out for it, and I think it's going to be a long running series. So
Alright, so that's definitely something to look forward to. Like when I saw it, it was definitely giving me like the Rooster Teeth red versus blue vibes, but kind of different.
yeah, it's kind of mostly more serious though. Like it's like a different tone. It's quite dark as compared to Red versus Blue, which is more comedy.
All right, so is this going to be like a drama then?
Yeah, it's like a sci-fi drama. I still
Hey,
don't know the full story, but I've received snippets from it with Ninethy.
hey.
So
Well, yeah, shout out Nenfing. Uh, Anyone watching this, definitely go check that out.
yeah, I'm actually 3 characters in that series, which I
Hey,
find very funny. There are like I said, there's only 2 episodes so far, but there's already so many scenes of me just talking to myself, um, which I find very funny. Um,
see,
yeah, I think I did a good enough job to make it not sound like it was just me talking to myself.
yeah,
Uh, and there's like filters on the voice and stuff because they're like Spartans talking through helmets. So
yeah. I think you actually did a pretty good job. Um, like I listened to the, like I played the reel myself a couple of times because I'm like, huh, that's pretty cool. Uh, So yeah, I kind of want to, yeah, words. I wanted to talk about it because I figured, hey, you're doing all kinds of other stuff. I know you like voice acting, so I wanted to talk about that, get that sorted out there because I don't think your voice acting gets promoted nearly as enough.
well, it kind of like that's like my hobby more than anything right now because music was my hobby and I made that into my job. So then I was like, I need a hobby. What's my hobby? Voice acting,
Oh,
I guess.
fair.
So I'm not putting that much into like pushing it and trying to make it like a big thing, um, because it is just kind of I'm doing it for fun right now. Maybe in the future though, if I'm able to pick up any decent sized projects, I might make it more of a main goal. But for now, it's definitely running in the background.
All right. So, what would be something that you'd be interested voice acting for? Like, if it was something big.
Um, Either like a game, uh, where I could be some sort of um big role in some sort of video game, or an anime character, just because I love anime. So that would be the dream. But honestly, having my voice attached to any sort of media sounds really exciting to me. So being a character in any sort of cartoon or movie or anime or mobile game, whatever it is, just sounds very exciting to me. So I don't really have that much of a preference. But ideal, it would be like an anime protagonist. You know what I mean?
Hey. Alright, so what was the last thing you heard me say? Because I forget.
You were about to ask me a question. I just said I'd like to be an anime protagonist, and then you were about to ask me something, but it just like died.
Oh, yeah. So one thing I know people do, like one thing I know hobbyist VAs do, like just sort of on the side, is recording stuff like audiobooks. Have you ever thought of that?
I have, and I used to do that to write my own. Like I have like 2 short novels that I wrote when I was in university. And I used to just record chapters of that in like this narrator voice for fun. But I think with something like audiobooks, I might struggle just because it's very, very long. And I don't have the clearest voice in the world for narration. So maybe, possibly, but I'm not sure if I have the stamina to do a full book.
Fair enough. Actually, something I just thought would be very funny, since we're like talking about voice acting and audiobooks. Would you ever just record yourself like an audiobook of a fan fiction of yourself? Like someone writes a fan fiction and you just record it.
Well, maybe me and Freest read out this fanfic that was written about us, but that was just on stream, and we were like, you know, giving it the audiobook treatment a little bit, but that was just like a bit of a goof. But that could be if I ever come across like a fan fiction that's just like really funny or whatever, I probably would like upload that to my second channel as like a little dramatic reading.
But, but I know you, but words. I keep stumbling on my words. Your internet cut out. This is off to a really good start, isn't it? Alright. So, anyways, uh, yeah, I forgot what I was about to say. So, I'm gonna drink my water. And I guess let's talk about. Uh, Actually, I want to talk about the league for starters, since that's been one of the newer projects. So what inspired you to make the Packed Lunches Battle League?
I've always liked like rap battles and battle rap stuff. I followed it on like YouTube where I could for a few years, especially the British ones, like Don't Flop. But specifically, what inspired me to try and do it myself in like our community was Dizzy 8 did like he streamed some Discord rap battles a while ago, early last year, and I think he was going to make it a recurring thing, but just as with all things, it turns out to be more work than anyone expects. So he was just like he did a couple and then just left it. So I messaged him. I was like, "Are you ever starting that like rap battle thing up again?" He was like, "I don't think so." I was like, "Would you be cool if I just did my own and like try and make like some sort of recurring league out of it?" And he was like, "Yeah, go for it." So it was basically being inspired by watching battle rap for a few years and quite successfully. I think he made it work through Discord. So I was like, well, shit, I could do that as well.
Hey,
So yeah,
yeah,
Dizzy 8, I guess, is the main inspiration there.
yeah, and shout out to Izzy. Like, hell,
Okay.
he's been on like a huge up since like middle of last year too.
Yeah, he's been going crazy.
Like, hell, ever since I heard him on, I think it was the Class 1A Cipher, uh, was the first thing I heard him on. Either that or Shonen Jump, whatever came first. I was like,
Yeah, I think Shonen Jump.
like I hadn't seen too much from him, and then suddenly, like somewhere around the year, he had a huge, just putting in massive grind.
Yeah, I think the first time I saw Dizzy 8 might actually have been on his popping challenge thing that he did for KSI. Uh, like I'd heard his name kind of before, but I hadn't listened to him. But then that came out, and that was all viral, and he was one of the top entries. So that's when I like heard him for the first time, and then he started doing the anime stuff, and he was on a couple ciphers. So of course I heard him there. But yeah, he really got me listening to his stuff when he did that All Might track, No Fear with Zach Boucher and Fable,
Hey,
because that's one of the best anime songs I've ever heard. It's crazy. It's so good. Um, so since I heard that, I'm like a frequent listener to Dizzy 8 now.
yeah, and I guess backtrack just real quick when I talk about the league. Uh, so you're basically just wrapping up season 1, uh, and
Yeah, the last like show for season 1 was last week, and we're going to record the grand final bout between Freest and Jason uh this weekend or next week? April. I think it's April. But we're gonna record that at some point anyway. And then season 1 will be totally over.
a so this should definitely be out like probably before you drop, probably before you get around to recording. So
Yeah, yeah.
those of you watching, definitely, if you're not subbed to Shwabadi and Shwabados, go ahead and do it and check out this battle because it's like two people who are 5-1, and like this is a rematch battle too. So it's
Yeah.
like
It's really exciting. It's really exciting. They're like two people who really surprised, I think, everyone by coming into this league and just dominating. So they're gonna have a showdown, and we'll see who's the champion. There's like a cash prize, which is cool.
yeah, like one of the most interesting things I've about like Freest's whole battling style, I guess you could say, is I like the way he implements the little skits, and like he usually does it round 2 or like halfway through round
Yeah, like
1.
halfway through. Yeah.
And it's like it just throws everyone for a loop.
Yeah. I love it when anyone can like an aspect of like performance, like one thing I love about battle rap is when you see it performed on stage and live is they're moving, and there's a dynamic on the stage, blah 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 blah. You don't get that over Discord, so you have to figure out some other special creative way to do the performative stuff. And for Freest, it's like switching up the style, bringing out his guitar, singing a little bit, whatever it is, and it always, I think, it never feels like phoned in or whatever, because it's always like out of nowhere, just like this little section, and it's great. I think that of his strengths is really like catching people by surprise.
Yeah. And hell, I know some people have done stuff uh use what is it, voice mod for like audio props, I guess you could call it. Like
Mm,
NLJ did the whole thing in his last battle, it was where he
yeah,
had gun sound effects.
yeah. It's
And,
like it's just the little details like that go crazy.
yeah, and on top of the stuff going on, like that's in the streams and that goes on your second channel, there's also the whole underground aspect, which is super cool.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, underground is something I just kind of I added to the server just
and
because I know a lot. There's only so many people we can actually put on the show, so I was like, y'all can arrange some stuff yourself. But the people have actually been really using the underground voice chats and
yeah,
stuff. And for those who don't know, there's a server that accompanies the Battle League where people can, talk about the battles and arrange their own and kind of just do these unofficial, I guess, underground battles where they're practicing and they're writing their own stuff. And I think it's really cool.
Oh, would you like me to link it for anyone watching who may be interested in joining and like battling people in the
Yeah,
league?
sure.
All right, so that'll be
The
down
the
in the
link is
description.
also it's in the VODs that I upload on YouTube. I always put the link to the Discord in the
Yeah,
description, so people can definitely find it.
yeah. What was I gonna say? What was I gonna say? I'm gonna drink some water. Uh, yeah, I guess I want to go ahead and start talking about Werebear, uh, so I don't start taking up too much time. Uh, so first thing I want to say is this is a this is a project I've been excited for months, like right around right around when you were doing the braggadocious uh open audition for it, right?
Yeah, that was back in August, I think.
Yeah, so like
So a long time
several
ago.
several months ago, almost like
Yeah.
over half a year. And like you've been working on this as well as like collabing with Connor Quests on uh d- 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 I suddenly blinked on the name. I think it was Power Creep.
Power creep, yeah.
Yeah.
What's fun is I've been working on Werebear longer, like earlier than when we started working on Power Creep. Um it's just that Power Creep, since there was two of us, it just we finished it quicker. So um Werebear's been a slow burn. I think the oldest song on that album is one called Muda, which features Xiaodo.
And
And I started making that instrumental in 2019. Um, so it's almost 2 entire years before that song finally got finished, and it's on this album now.
yeah, so this has been like long in the coming.
Yeah.
And so definitely excited. Uh, I think hell on the Bandcamp page you've got it set to where we can like listen to Braggadocious. And like
Yeah,
I
so
was bumping that last night, by the way.
yeah, that's on Bandcamp. You can like pre-order the album, and there's one of the tracks, track number one, Braggadocious, featuring Game Boy Jones, Brian Boy, and Delta D's. It's just available to play, so you can check that out like immediately. Um, and I love that track. That's like such a fun song. So I just really wanted people to be able to listen to it immediately.
And I can't remember. I can't remember exactly, but uh, like I know in part one, I didn't see anything like this in terms of like the song titles. But don't you have like a sort of what's the word? Don't you have a track as like part of the Werebear projects that's like titled after the album? I can't remember.
Um, well, do you mean there like a song called Weber?
Yeah, I can't remember if there was a song that had that or if there was like
Yeah, part two of the album has
a,
the title track Weber.
a
Um,
yeah, because I remember I think you were working on that on a stream like however many months ago.
yeah, I did originally write some of that on stream a long time ago. That song, Weber, kind of I think explains if you don't understand after first listening to Werebear Part 1 and Part 2, when that eventually comes out, why the album's in two parts and what Werebear means and stuff, I think the song Werebear kind of explains the premise a little bit. But yeah, that's on the second half of the album.
Yeah. And what are some other featured artists that are on some songs? Perhaps people you might not have had on like projects like this before.
For the day side of the album, there's 8 featured artists, and I'm really excited to have them all on. Most of them I've worked with before. So it's Game Boy Jones, Delta D's, Brighton Boy, Shaudo. I've never had on a track of my own, and I got him on this one, and that was really exciting working with him. Freest, who is just a joy to work with every single time. He's so fun to write with. Whenever I make a track with Freest, it's always, we call each other and we have the lyrics open and we're brainstorming ideas, and it's just great. When we wrote the track, it's just called Horrorcore on the album listing right now. The actual song name is a horrorcore song, but it was written to intentionally upset nerds, but that's quite long, so I just call it horrorcore. That song, we were on call with each other for about 8 hours, just talking about the song and ideas that we had and spitballing, and that was a great day. Ham Sandwich is on that track, who I've only ever had on the Otaku cipher, which is like cool, but when you've got someone on a cipher, it doesn't really feel like you're working with them.
Yeah.
It's just kind of, you have, like 10 people giving you verses. So having him actually work on this track, it was much better. And on that same track, it features Chi-Chi and Zach Boucher. So that is my favorite song from the project. It's called Wonder Killer, and it's inspired by the anime Wonder Egg Priority, which is on its something like its 10th episode right now.
Yeah,
But that song is crazy.
I keep hearing lots of good things about Wonder Egg. And
It's a good series.
Yeah, I plan on watching it. I definitely plan on watching it. I'm just waiting for like the next couple episodes so I can binge it,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's one of those weekly. There's a bunch of animes right now which I'm watching weekly as they come out, which is kind of how I prefer to watch anime. I'm not very good at like just sitting down and binging stuff. I like having long running series, released slowly. Jujutsu Kaisen is another one right now that I'm enjoying.
There's some stuff I will say I like keeping up with weekly. If I start with episode 1,
Yeah.
like if it's only like a couple episodes in, but like there's a bunch of great stuff recently that's like at least for me trying to keep up one episode at a time while trying to watch other stuff. It's like makes my brain go.
Yeah. No, I get that. I think right now I really enjoy weekly anime as well because I kind of have a group of people to watch it with as well. So a lot of my friends are also watching things as they come out. So whereas if I was to binge it, I would definitely just be sat by myself in my room getting through it. I have like this group that every week we get in a call, we watch a new episode, then we talk about it, and I'm like, okay, this is my preferred watching style. And you can't do that for everything because people aren't interested in everything. So sometimes you just have to sit alone and watch Erased on Netflix in your living room. But it is what it is.
I mean, yeah, hell, but you said Erased, right?
Yeah.
I watched that alone in my living room.
Yeah, that was one I only watched a couple of weeks ago, but I didn't have anyone I knew that wanted to watch it, so I was like, well, I guess I'll just sit here and watch it.
Hey. Oh, actually, I just suddenly thought, have you heard of a series called uh Occultic 9? It's like occultic with a semicolon in the word 9.
No.
I think you'd like it if you liked Erased. Like it's got like it's got a nice sense of sort of paranormal mystery to it.
Mm.
and there's a lot of references to like Nikola Tesla and shit. It's like crazy. And I think you might like it.
Okay. I do like mystery and occult and stuff like that. It's like I really liked Erase because it was all mysterious and supernatural, but the ending was bizarre. I just didn't like it. But yeah, I'll keep that in mind.
So back to talking about the album. Or yeah. Remind me again, releases April 2nd, right? Part 1.
April 2nd, yep.
And
I think it releases at something like 5 p.m. Eastern is like the precise release time, but it will be available earlier than that on like iTunes and Apple Music because there's no way to schedule the release on that. So I think it releases on midnight on like iTunes and then 5 p.m. on Spotify. And there's a
alright.
music video like AMV that I've made for Wonder Killer, which is going to be like Wonder Killer comes out as the announcement for the album. So
Hey,
the full album won't be available on YouTube.
yeah.
Not immediately, anyway.
Yeah. So yeah. Now about part 2, since you're doing it as a 2-part album, do you have a set date for part 2 by any chance?
Yeah, part 2 comes out 4 weeks after part 1, so it's going to be April 30th, I think. Which means because I know people most of my subscribers would be pretty alienated if I just started putting out not anime content suddenly. So what I've got is basically the most nerdcore themed songs from my albums are coming out as singles every other week, and then regular anime songs in between. So hopefully people will be able to enjoy that. So 4 weeks after the original album, that the first part comes out, part 2 will come out with a music video, and in between everything, there'll still be regular anime content.
All right. And this is gonna be the first time I've ever edited one of my videos. Alright. So we're back. I had some technical difficulties. Sorry about that. Alright. So let me think. Actually, I have a question. Do you by chance have an inspirational quote? Like, if you could think of just something random to inspire the viewers.
There's the only inspirational quote I ever think of is that one from Gandalf that he tells Frodo. And I'm gonna botch it because I can't remember it verbatim, but it's something like Frodo says, I wish this burden had never come to me. And Gandalf says, that is not for us to decide. All that we can do is choose what to do with the time that is given to us, or something like that. And that always sticks in my mind.
Yeah.
Whenever it's like something happens to me where I'm like, I had no control over this, I had no choice, I wish this hadn't happened. But instead I'm like, rather than dwell on things that I can't control, look at what I can do and look at the time that I do have and do something with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, like
That's
disconnecting.
my inspirational.
Yeah, like that words. Like disconnecting in the middle of recording and still rolling.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So that's my inspirational quote.
I think those are words to live by. Like there's a lot of stuff that there's a lot of stuff that's happened with me that I haven't been able to do much about, and I still make do with what I can.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. Would you like to plug yourself? Like I'm gonna have links down, but for anyone who's curious, where can we all find you?
You can find me anywhere by typing in Shwabadi. I've managed so far to be the only Shwabadi. So if you go to Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, Spotify, blah, 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 Shwabadi, Shwabadi, that's me.
All right. And of course, Shwabados for your second YouTube
Forget
channel.
that guy. Not important.
Yeah.
No, yeah. If you want my second channel content, reactions, rap battles, lyrical miracle when that eventually returns, Shwabados.
Yeah, whoever the fuck that guy is.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
All right. Now, go ahead. Since we're kind of cutting it around here, would you like to sign off by chance? Like just.
Oh.
Yeah.
Do you have like a phrase?
Yeah, just like talk to him. Say bye.
Oh, well, okay. Let's get it. This is off the dome. Okay. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for joining. I've been Shwabadi, and it's been your host. Wait, which side are you on? I can't remember. You over there?
Yeah, I'm right here.
It's been your host, Anna.
Yeah.
Kitty. That sleep tight. If you're listening to this at night, if not, then have a good day.
Yeah, have a good day. Yeah, this has been Shwabadi. I've been your host, Xana Kitty. Thank you so much for coming on, by the way. This is, aside from the technical difficulties, this has been pretty fun.
Yeah, good talk.
And definitely pre-save Werebear Part 1, Spotify, wherever, and it'll be out like a week after this drops.
So Friday, April 2nd.
Yeah, so definitely go run the whole damn project up. Like track 1 is currently available if you want to go to Bandcamp and like pre-order it. So I definitely suggest checking that out. Like all 4 of y'all go completely wild on it. I enjoyed it.
Appreciate it.
And I'm really bad at saying bye, so I'm gonna just say bye everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful bye everyone, and I hope you have a wonderful day.